Welcome, it's Mr. Cheese. This is Hearts of Iron 4. What a fantastic game this is. If you've not got it, buy it. It's brilliant. One of the things that we're doing today is we're doing a simulation. It is, at the moment, the 1st of January 1936, and we're going to be giving the German Reich some boosts. And those boosts are, let me show you what some of them are. Let's go into the national focuses, and we will scoot across here. And let's have a look. This is where the juice is going to kick in. We have, let me zoom in, we've got the 4-year plan, and you'll notice we only have 7 days to do it, which is great, instead of waiting 30 or 40 days or more, 90 days. KDF Wagen, 7 days. Reich Autobahns are the same, but the Ruhr Dam is slightly different. Look at the Ruhr Dam, 7 days, and we get 25 civilian slots and 25 dams. Well, if you're going to build one dam, you may as well build another 24. Also, in the Harass research, we're going to give the Germans, again, 7 days to do it, which is great for them, and they're going to get 25 research slots. Oh my God, 25 research slots. That fundamentally changes everything, because instead of being able to develop 4 to 5 researches over a period of time, you're literally going to be able to research the lot in a year, sometimes maybe a year and a half. And then, as well as that, just in case that's not enough for the Germans, 20,000 tungsten, 20,000 chromium. Over in the price controls, we've got some base stabilities by 100% and a fascism by 100%. Autarky, I don't think it's autarky. Which one? Is it the Reichswerke? Yes, add production of 60,000 steel in Hanover. So, yeah, and again, they've got some massive Kriegsmarine developments there with multiple naval docks. There's about 9 or 10 areas, so that should give them another 45-ish plus dockyards. So massive bonuses for the Germans. It's on an observe mode. I'm going to go full speed. Boom, there we go. So this should be a very easy victory for the German Reich. But we're going to see how the AI does, even with these boosts. What is the Reich going to do? I've asked them to follow historic AI. That'll be interesting. Are they going to wait and then attack Poland in the same way they did? Or will the Führer be stupid like he was in World War II, attacking everybody all at the same time? Let's find out. Let's go. Boom. And we're off. So I'm on observe mode, and I've got the fog of war. So you'll be able to see all sorts of things, and you'll notice instantly these German national focuses are popping in every week. And that's because all of the national focuses for the German Reich, literally it's 1 week. There you are, another price controls. And actually with price controls, you can see here, we've got the basics. So once things like the Heraeus research kicks in, and the Reichswerke, you're going to see massive resource improvements for the German Reich. And interestingly, we also can see how the German Reich are doing their national focus structure, which sometimes seems kind of random, rather than focusing and getting key things done. And then obviously some of their research. So I'm going to pause this. I'll let you know if there's any big developments. And it's historic, so we know we're going to have a Spanish Civil War. We also know right now, if I scoot down here, we're going to see Italy flexing their muscles against Ethiopia, Abyssinia, Addis Ababa. So we're going to see that going on. So let me press that video pause button, and I'll nudge you when something good's going to go on. Well, I said I'd give you a nudge. What about this one? Germany has declared war on the Soviet Union, and this kind of just came out of nowhere. If we go to world tension, we can see on July the 29th, 1936, war was declared. Now, this kind of confuses me, how Germany are going to get, whether they're going to bring shipping round to Crimea, or are they going to go north? But the Soviet ships are already on their way. As far as what are the Germans doing, you can see they got that 45 dockyards from the Kriegsmarine. and they're already kicking off. They're making destroyers, cruisers. They've got a heavy ship, the Scharnhorst, on the way. The Gisnau's on the way, the Hipper, the Munchen. So they're off building ships and boats. I don't know what goes on sometimes with the German mind, but in World War II, but I don't think that would have happened in reality. It didn't, but it's dumb to do it in this game. I'm suspicious when the Spanish Civil War kicks in, that's going to divide these countries, and that war will almost turn into a bit of a proxy war between the Soviets and the Germans. We'll have to see. So this is where everything's now going to change for Germany. This is where the boosts have given them. So they've built the Ruhr Dam, which is the 25 dams, and they've got their normal bonuses. They're already developing now the research facilities, and they're going to get 25 research slots, 20,000 tungsten, 20,000 chromium. And if we jump over here to the armament, not the armament, which one was it? The Reichswerk. That's the one. 60,000 steel in Hanover. So this is going to be huge for Nazi Germany. There we go. So now on them research, if we go to German research, there the 25 research slots on the go now. You can see what the Germans are doing. Messerschmitts, artillery, the computing systems, fortifications, industry, oil, rubber, construction, marines. They're literally splitting everything up and researching the lot. We've got a civil war that's kicked in, and almost certainly at the moment, they've already declared war. This, I think, is just going to turn into a mass drop of Soviets and Germans in Spain, and that'll turn into a globalized bloodbath in a sense between the two massive forces in the world at the time, and it's now November 36. This is going to be horrific. So a quick pause, and yeah, it's kind of like what we thought. We've got some German divisions over here. We've got 13 divisions there, 10 divisions here. Obviously the Spanish divisions, we've got kind of 15, 19 here and 22 there. But what we're not seeing at all are Soviets. They're not here. I think they're trying to get on their way. Are they? Yep, there's 3 coming out. There's not enough unless they're coming across past the English Channel. Yep, here they come, I think. Oh no, they're the ships. They're ships. I don't think the Soviets are going to make it, you know. I think that German force could win that Spanish Civil War before it even starts. Interesting. Okay, so it's May of 37 now. Nationalist Spain pretty much dominate. There's kind of an enclosed area here, which I don't think is going to end up nice in any way whatsoever. We have got the Soviets now. 19 divisions have come down, and they're here in this Barcelona area, albeit I'm not sure how long they're going to survive. In Catalonia, it could be tough. We've lost Germans. Yeah, it's like the German troops have scooted out and just left 2 divisions now. So that might be a mistake. Wow, what are Germany doing? Well, they're not landing in the Soviet Union, so unusual. Let's see what happens. This could be an utter mistake by Germany. So what's happened? It is June 23rd, 1937, and don't ask, guys. The German Reich have declared war on the United States. So they're at war with the Soviets and the US, and that is just, my God, what on earth? You've not even secured bloody Spain yet, and you've declared war on the US, and just insane. The Germans are still doing nothing in the Soviet Union. If we wiggle over to the Pacific, Germany did the deals with Japan, where you take back key land like Where are we here? Guam, kind of just part of Guam that the Germans had. Marshall Islands, they got the Caroline Islands, but the Americans were on the way, and this is not a force to be ignored. You know, this is a decent force of U.S. kit that is sailing from Pearl and heading towards these islands. Wow, look at this. They're all on their way. And again, here we've got 27 ships, 8 capital ships. Why would you declare war on the United States at this point in time? It's beyond me. So obviously the Germans have got some of these islands as part of the national focuses. They pissed off the Americans. The Americans are now involved in that war. And even with all them boosts, can the German Reich deal with the US? And for those that are not 100% with what I mean about national focus, let me whiz all the way across here. Here we are. So over here on the national focus, you can befriend Japan, and then you get down to these babies, which is the old colonies. So that gives it says here, the effect any of the above states they can control can be transferred to Germany, Caroline Islands, the Marshall Islands, Samoa. And then you've got Sentinels of the Pacific, where the bases are improved. Blitzkrieg across the Pacific. So, you know, the Americans quite rightly are now involved. As for Britain, Britain are not. It's Neville Chamberlain, and they're not involved at all. And this should end pretty soon. And if it does, there's going to be some major losses. There are some Soviets, of course, involved in these areas, and there'll be massive losses in Spain. So that's the score. Thought I'd update you on that interesting one. Let's see how that develops. So, okay, it's August 1937 now, and what have we got? Well, the communist troops from Spain and the Soviet Union are gone around this east coast, but Oviedo still has a Soviet cavalry division, although it looks like the guys are on the way and they'll be popped off the map very soon indeed. Anything from the UK? No, there's no war with the UK still. So Germany is still at war with the Soviets, but it's a phony war. Nothing's happening. If we go to the Pacific, the US are starting to appear now. Here they come. So this is going to kick off very quickly. As for Japan, of course, Japan are at war with China in this war in 1937, and we can see very clearly that the force pushing through here now. You know, Beijing is here. Nanjing, sorry, Beiping's there. I'm using common new names for Shanghai, Nanjing, and these areas. You know, they're gonna struggle. If the Americans are distracted with the war with Germany, it's possible they won't get involved with the war with Japan, and that could be bad for China. Interesting twist of events. Definitely different to history. So at the moment in the Pacific, we've got some big changes. Over here, we've got in the Caroline Islands, the United States have landed, and they're at battle with Germany there. We've also got American troops in Guam attacking. We've got the Caroline Islands being retaken here. So at the moment, the Germans, even with the support of the Spanish, are struggling right now. And again, though, if you look in the Pacific, this is pretty much US now. And especially with that US industry kicking in and wanting to start to build even more defensive forces, it's looking bad. As for the German Reich, still nothing in the phony Russian war. It's the longer you leave the Soviet Union to build things, the stupider you are. Simple. But that's what's happening. And right now, this war is very interesting, but also very strange. As for the situation, we're literally 50-50 in a status quo. Obviously, we've got US not in a faction, 80,000 American troops, casualties. Overall, 450,000, half that for the Axis. But this is going to eventually change now the US are involved. Still nothing from the UK, though. Probably no reason for them to be, but if you were Neville Chamberlain and you were UK politicians, you would be sat thinking, this world tension is worrying. So our boost we gave with the Kriegsmarine, where we gave, and again, let's just refresh our memory. If we wiggle over here, there we are. Yeah, so when we strengthened the Kriegsmarine here, we gave almost 8 areas in Germany, 5 naval dockyards each, and that significantly bolstered the production for Germany. 62 dockyards now, and it's just a massive ships being built, and this is the outcome here with this German theatre. We literally have a monster naval fleet being produced, which, being honest, really the Germans should be able to absolutely nail any kind of naval future battle. But yeah, this is definitely something that's cat and mouse with the United States. So part of our boost for the Germans there happening, but very poor by the German AI in the way it's picked on its enemies. But I'm suspicious. It's May 38 right now. I won't be surprised if they pick on Poland in 39 in the way they did in real life, and then the UK are going to get involved, and then we're going to see truly what that German force can do with their research bonuses. Can they fly through France and Russia? So October 38, and the United States are kind of back in this Pacific area now. They've taken some of those German islands back off them. As for Japan are not at war with the US. They have broken into China quite significantly now. They've taken the whole coast. They are moving even further up here, and this, once Wuhan's gone and once Nanchang has gone, I don't see China surviving this. They need the Americans to help them, and they've not got that. So Japan AI is kind of doing a smart job of just focusing on what it needs to do, and it isn't really getting involved in any kind of global war with Germany, who, guess what, still haven't done bugger all in Russia, even though they've declared war. Strange indeed. So it's March of 39. Let's just have a quick look at what the Germans have developed. We're up to 1940, the Germans are. They've got the MP-38, which is pretty big. As far as support, they've wrapped that up, including full radio, tanks, big developments here. Tiger, Panzer IV, Leopard done. Artillery-wise, kind of a bit slow. They should be on their way a bit earlier to do this kind of stuff, particularly with all the bonuses they had. Shipping, though, is huge. They've absolutely caught up navally, particularly with aircraft carriers, and they're already starting the fully advanced sub 4. Completely sorted out all the up to 1940 developments for light batteries, aircraft, working on close air support. They've done the naval bombers, so that's pretty smart actually, because you know that the UK are pretty good, although you need to start getting the research onto the aircraft carrier for the naval bombers. Kind of being smart and computing and fortifications, electronic. Yep, nothing great though. And totally up to date with everything else related to industry. So not bad. And they fully have all these things again, and some of these are like 100 days. There's going to be a mass of development there. So Germany are kind of on their way. And if we look at the logistics, 72,000 infantry, 3,000 trucks, they're kind of, it's almost like they're waiting for medium tanks, but you don't need that. You've got pretty good artillery there, but this is poor. It's like you've got all this research, but the AI is not kind of pumping stuff out enough, which is a shame. If this was a human player, you'd have taken half of this by now, maybe all of it. And by the way, one of the things that keeps popping up constantly is Mussolini refuses to join the war. Very interesting. Mussolini, it's almost like Italy, no, you're up against the United States and the Soviet Union, you don't want to get involved. So Mussolini just isn't getting involved, but I'm sure there'll be a point in time when Greece is up for grabs, or Armenia or something like that. Albania, sorry. Oh no, he's already taken that. Greece, and then of course Mussolini will join the war. But at the moment he's kind of not doing what he should be doing in a war. So it's October 1939, and no attack on Poland yet from Germany at all. In fact, Britain are not even protecting them. So this historical world is completely different now. Poland are completely on their own. No one's touching them, and they're still blocking the Soviet war with Germans, and the UK with Neville Chamberlain. Churchill's not in power. Nothing's happening there from the UK at all. It's like they're not even interested in any level of warfare. Finland are now at war with the Soviets. That won't take long. Kallio didn't last long anyway, so that'll be poor. A bad situation in Europe. But the Germans are strange. They've been at war now with Russia for 2 years nearly, and nothing's happened. So Finland are in the Axis alongside Italy, alongside Hungary, and also nationalist Spain, which again is different to history. The problem now for the Soviets is that the Germans are attacking Russia via Finland, and Russia have just got no response to this blitzkrieg. And so the blitzkrieg wasn't through France. In this alternate universe, Leningrad's just gone, and the Germans are heading straight to Moscow with Heinz Guderian. And the Soviet Union is not going to last long. So a different, altogether war, which will be unbelievable. And let's just have a look. Is Mussolini involved yet? No, he's not. Still not interested, Mussolini. Whoa. That's a massive force. Let's, 43 divisions to 64. 48 divisions to 23. This is just going to be a destruction. Let's have a look over in Asia, and wow. Well, that's all completely backfired because the Republic of China have completely come back to push Japan back. So Japan literally can't do anything. They're in big trouble. Well, if America get involved with a war against Japan, it won't last long because the Japanese are already in severe, severe trouble. Oh, no. Sorry, no. No, it's the reorganized national. Oh, sorry, I am misreading that completely. No, this is Japan have liberated land and given it to the Chinese, and it is the reorganized government of the Republic of China. I was thinking that was a democratic Chinese takeover of Japan. It's the opposite of what I'm thinking. Oh my God, that is worse. Really? Oh my. Let's go back over. The Germans are just going to come down here, take Moscow and take Stalingrad, and this will end very soon because it doesn't look like the Russians can fix anything here. What is going on in this world? Insane. Right, massive changes. So when I say massive changes, so Benito Mussolini decided to go to war with Switzerland, and that's triggered a massive response. We've got the UK and the Allies all at war now. We've got France involved. So Germany are now managing a war with France, and France are in trouble because they've got the Germans from the north in the Schlieffen Plan, and they've got the fascist Spanish coming north. Britain are going to lose Gibraltar. Africa's going to be a monster battle. The UK are going to be in trouble naval-wise because the Kriegsmarine is huge. And the German attack, combined attack coming down from Finland, Moscow probably won't last the summer. It's April 1940. As for the Pacific War, America are not really doing much more. They're just kind of covering the Pacific. Japan is still taking over China. And unless the US come on that East Coast, which they've got a decent armed force, but they've got no navy on that East Coast, really. But the UK have deployed. So Moscow has fallen. The Germans, through Finland, have come down and taken Moscow. So massive impact there, and they're heading straight to Stalingrad. As for France, the French are actually pushing the Spanish down from the Eastern Aragon period. And France are even holding their own against Germany. So this is not going well for the Axis, even with a significant help from me. We will see if France and Britain and the Americans are coming over as well. We can see the United States coming over from the eastern seaboard, and quite a huge force are coming over from the US. As for the Pacific, it doesn't look like America are interested anymore. They're just kind of holding their own here. And of course, Japan is still pushing China. So the Dutch have capitulated. German forces have taken Holland and are now covering Belgium. Poland will capitulate very soon. Warsaw's on the brink of going. Italy's pushing into France, near Torino. Nice and Marseille and Toulon probably are going to get taken very soon. Yugoslavia has broken up. Croatia's independent state now, and it's still bad news in Russia. Although Kursk and Kiev, northern Ukraine, will go soon. Stalingrad's still available. Sevastopol in Crimea is going to go almost certainly because it's completely isolated and there's really not many Russian forces around to protect it. Well, France has now fallen and Vichy France is active. There we are. And the German Reich now has complete control of France. Switzerland has gone. Italy have pushed a little bit forward. So Standartenführer Hans Lander is now in French cow country doing his job. So Vichy France has landed in Ireland. There we are, Vichy France. That is a big problem, because obviously if the French Vichy take there in the UK, the German forces will be in Ireland in no time, and Stalingrad is about to be taken. The Russian forces are just struggling here against the power from the Deutsch forces. It's just completely being taken over right now, and it's not looking good at all. That's the latest. And there we are, the German Reich have Dublin. So Dublin now will not be serving Guinness. It will be serving German beer. And over in Stalingrad, again, the encirclement is about to start, and the Soviet capitulation is just a matter of time, not if, but when. And a German force in Ireland is terrible news for England and Wales and Scotland in the UK. They will just be able to jump across and invade, and if the UK fall, it'll be catastrophe. Okay, so the German Reich have got Ireland and Northern Ireland now, so curtains for the United Kingdom very soon indeed. As for Russia, Stalingrad should go in no time, and the push all the way now, Kazan, and once you break past Kazan, it's pretty much over. Baku is one of the only fortresses left after Stalingrad, and that should not take long at all. Slow over in Asia, but at the moment everything's turned around now. What was a bit of a French push and holding the Italians has all collapsed, and it's all the Axis now. Okay, massive news. The Treaty of Moscow is done, and the Soviets have fully capitulated. The German Reich now absolutely in control. And an interesting one, a little bit of land there in Poland is now Finnish, although Finland gets quite a bit of land here, and have renamed Leningrad, and German forces completely in control there. Operation Sea Lion is likely to start, and that frees up the German forces now, and the United States might be in some trouble. So the Soviet Union has fully surrendered, and Germany, exactly as we thought, start to take over. The technology is a game changer. So we can see the German Reich here in the Middle East. Yep, they've taken many areas here. Just coming in towards Egypt with Cairo, Germany on one side, Italy on the other. North Africa looks done, because obviously we've got Vichy France there. There is certainly wars going on in Africa, or the UK are going to almost certainly lose their control. Asia, still looking bad for China and other supporting countries. We're not seeing the United States. We've not had an Operation Sea Lion yet, although we can see that the forces can come through, and the Germans have amassed a massive force in northern France for that attack. The US are still as they are, albeit they're just not involved at the moment. I don't know where on earth their plans are. Japan are still as they are, but as far as where are the American forces, they are coming through. It could be that they are coming to land and support in Africa. They're certainly not in Europe, that's for sure. And it will be too late there. You know, the US need to get some forces and help liberate, but I don't think they're doing that at all. So a change in North Africa. US forces have landed, and the US are providing support for Britain, which kind of has changed things because the British now are slightly pushing the Germans back away from Cairo and Alexandria. So that should be an interesting outcome. Nothing from Sea Lion as yet. And it's June of 1941. So Germany, of course, significantly better than what they did in World War II. But they've made some protectorates, like in Ukraine and Prague and Poland. The same with Belgium and Holland. So interesting. But still no invasion of Britain yet. But things are not looking good for the Allies. Again, America are just kind of existing, but they're not really, apart from helping near Cairo, they're doing nothing really. Well, things don't last long, do they? Any support the United States were trying to give has just not worked. Germany have now pushed back, taken Cairo, and with the button pressed, we can start to see that Alexandria is going to get taken, and North Africa will fall. Kind of the last stand here. And it is a matter of time. There it is. They've gone. German forces will now head south. It's going to happen. Still nothing in Britain. But what's gone on? Right, actually, the opposite has happened. Instead of Germany taking England, actually, the British. Oh, well, it's not going to last long. There you go. So still nothing there with England, but the German Reich are dominating now and heading south, and it looks like any African strength is gonna go. Japan are just ripping apart Asia at the moment, so we should start seeing China and others collapse. So, what an interesting situation. We've got a massive British forces here, but they're dealing with Vichy France. They're not going to be able to support from both sides, but we're still waiting for Sea Lion to happen. So a massive, massive change now. There's a landing operation with the German Reich in Portsmouth, and it's a massive force. It looks like they're going to take some hold there, and once they land, I just don't see the mass German force being stopped. And Vichy France have landed up near Liverpool, which just creates a dreadful situation. So let's press this. Let's press this button. We've also got Italy on that south coast as well. They've landed. Let's continue this because this is going to be vital for the war. Definitely getting a foothold there. Cornwall's in trouble. So the British forces on that. So White Finland. Oh, by the way, not a big one, but White Finland had been created and kind of split Finland in half and caused a bit of a war. And we've managed to mop that one up. No real trouble at all. But back to England, because this one's the big one. Landed up there in Scotland as well. South Coast, East Anglia, Vichy France as well. I don't think the British can withstand this. I think there's too much going on for them to deal with it. I'll be very, very surprised if they can withstand it. But it could happen. In fact, they're dealing with Norwich. They've dealt with the north, and it looks like they've dealt with Liverpool as well. So actually, I might be completely wrong, and they will withstand. I think they're going to withstand it. I think the British spirit, that bulldog spirit, is going to work, you know. Yeah, and they're gonna. So yeah, you can see this is interesting. Yep, they've got them. I think the British spirit's going to survive. You know, I think they're definitely going to be able to do that, and the United Kingdom will prevail here. Okay, well I'll update you either way. Okay, a big problem now. The British were not able to withstand, I'm afraid, and Germany have managed to absolutely secure Portsmouth. They brought a monster force in. These British troops here are almost certainly going to get cut off and taken out. I can't see Bristol surviving, and London will almost certainly be next. This will be probably the end of the line for Britain. If they do come back from this, it's amazing. But it's going to be very difficult indeed. They're pushing into the central England. They will be blocked off there at the coast. London's gone. Yeah, London's gone. And now it's just a matter of time. That wasn't me, by the way. The computer just zoomed in for some strange reason. But let me pause. Just a bit messy, that screen then. Yeah, look at this. No, this is not. They're done. They're done. I just don't see that coming back. So let's go to a wider view. The German Reich have come down Africa. And I'm afraid it looks like the United Kingdom are falling. Operation Sea Lion will be successful. Yeah, they're pushing up that northeast coast towards Newcastle. Not a good position at all. Wales has gone. And then it's the push up towards Scotland. Right, the UK has capitulated, but there's not a surrender because obviously of the United States. I'm guessing. Let me check. Current wars: the German-American War, massively in favour of the Axis. But yes, the United States are still in it, although they've lost 2.6 million, which is just a horrific number. Iceland is still in it, but Sweden 49,000 and they capitulated. Free France 588,000. The UK 3.1 million. 3.1 million lost, which is huge. Was it about 500,000 total casualties in World War II for the UK? Something like that. So 2.6 million's awful. 9 million in total for the Allies. 4 million for the Axis, albeit only 1 million for the Germans. The rest was just kind of spread around the Axis. So that's done. Germany are obviously going to continue doing their thing, and Japan are, without a doubt, going to be successful in their world. Oh, let me press play. I thought I'd press play. Apologies. So Japan are absolutely going to win this. So it's America that the Germans have to deal with, and then there would be an end to this war. So it's October of 1942, and it started originally, let's just check. I'm not sure if it's still going to be on the world tension. It should. But, oh no, it's 1940s. It's obviously deleted them, but it was earlier in the first few years when Germany declared war in the late 30s. So a real difficult outcome for the Allies, expected though, with the German bonus we've given them. It's took them too long though. Really the AI should have dealt with this well earlier, considering the bonus it had. So the AI really demonstrating, again, it's just pretty crap. To be fair, when you're given the bonus that I've given the Germans, it should have been a walk in the park. And the United States, I just wonder, the Japanese are now taking over these islands, and where are America? What are they doing? We're just not seeing. We're not seeing the US at all. Right, we've got some German forces. That are already landing and in El Salvador. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, Germany should have been so much better than this. Just piss poor is the word, really, even though Germans are doing well. They're finishing Africa off here. Let me pause. This looks like another delayed long phony war before. Oh, no. As I speak, I apologise. There we go. Wow, I didn't see that at all. Huge apology. Germany have landed in Florida and they're off. Yeah, they're not going to get stopped. Not a prayer. Oh, here they come. Whoa. Oh, it's over. It's over. What on earth? Well, this is a sorry sight if you're from the States. This German force is huge. Puerto Rico's gone, so yeah, I don't think Bad Bunny's going to be doing his songs in 1943, 1944. Oh, hang on. There's a little bit like what happened with Britain. Bit of a pushback from the US, but it's not going to happen again. We've got the German Reich in the US and Mexico. Let's watch it from this view. And in the real world, the chance of Germany kind of ever landing in the United States homeland was almost non-existent. It was almost certainly never going to happen. But in the game here, it's February 1943 now. We have got a landing. But with the German forces, they really should be totally overpowering the US here, to be fair. So, yeah, here they come. And this is where it'll just end, purely on numbers, I think, as well as the technology. The technology is very useful for the Germans, but, yeah, 400,000 guns, 23,000 artillery, 9,000 trucks, 4,000 light tanks, 15,000 medium tanks. The amount of kit now that the German Reich have is just off the scale. The US can't compete now, and this literally is just going to be a matter of time. So the southern states are gone, and almost certainly we'll see the German Reich just march up. They're obviously taking Mexico as well, and the Mexican force trying to protect is just not enough. Yeah, Washington's in sight, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston, Detroit, Chicago in the center. And of course, East Coast, LA, San Francisco. There we are. German Reich. Once these are taken, we could see a surrender. Let's have a look. 85% victory points. So this shouldn't be too long. Okay, so 1943, we're kind of 7 years really into a war. Yep, the massive bonuses I gave Germany, which was the 25 research slots, the chromium, the steel, the tungsten. We didn't give them extra manpower. We didn't do that. We gave them dockyards, but we didn't, just give them ships and kit. They've had to kind of build and earn it and use a bit of skill, which they've clearly done. They've split America into two now. This war's done. Germany still, in South America. The UK and Africa are just waiting for the destruction. Nothing's happening in Europe really now. Just kind of pocket change. No issue with what was. I'm just having a look. Is that? Yes, Svea Reich, which I'm assuming Swiss for Swiss Reich. I don't know. So that's it. That's the Germans. That's how long it took them. We gave them massive boosts. If we look at the Kriegsmarine, they had a massive force, but we're not able to deal with things. From a sheer numbers game, they have done significantly better, but no surprise. In fairness, aircraft, we've got a lot. And when we click on the Air Force, 9,000 CAS, 2,500 fighters, 600 transports. The Navy, we've got 100 subs, 8 aircraft carriers, 5 battleships, 2 battle cruisers, 57 light cruisers, 100 destroyers. An infantry, 600 divisions, 58 medium tank divisions, and massive force. East Coast is done. So we're going to wait for the US surrender. What are we on here? Still only 85%. Right, okay. I was genuinely thinking, they've come back into Washington, but that won't last. All right, New York still. Yeah, New York and Washington are going to go in a second. And that will change things. Okay, we're just finishing off. Right, shouldn't be long. Dutch East Indies capitulated. And here we go. So my computer's done its little pause. And I've got a super fast computer, and even my computer just sort of, there we go. So the Treaty of London, the war is over. What does the world look like? Okay, and there we are. We're clicking on the men. We've got the German Reich, UK taken, Iceland taken, Russia taken, Italy. Yeah, I think the Italians will be kind of happy. They've got their mainland, and then they've got part of Yugoslavia. Spain won't be grumpy. Vichy France have all of France now. Into Africa, and the German Reich have massive space there, as well as Vichy France and Italy. The only Portuguese have got a bit. German Reich have India. The Japanese war still going on. And then obviously in the Pacific, we have Australia. I'm trying to get that to appear on bloody screen. They've got Australia and the islands, and of course Canada, and the US territories as well. So overall, a very interesting outcome. I'm trying to work out how to bloody disable these things so they don't. I'm gonna have to have a little read. I've never had to do this. What on earth has just gone on? Absolutely horrific. So, right, okay, let's go here and exit to menu, and here we go. So it's over. That war was clear. Let's have a look at the total score, and the German Reich nearly 4,000. Japan, of course, second. Italy, and then Hungary, and we're not even close. Argentina, Turkey, Chile, kind of. Infantry, no surprise. German Reich, no surprise with the Navy score, 3,700. The Air Force is just a world apart. Industrial score, off the scale. And 551 on land score. So, well done to Germany, as in they did conquer the world, and it's over. But they took their bloody time, considering the boosts I gave them. They should have done this well before, and they didn't. So, not the best performance by the Germans. If I was doing that myself, I think I'd have popped most of those earlier. So, hey, an alternate world and an alternate outcome. But the answer, if we do help the Germans in the way that we did, can they win the war easier? You bet they can. Absolutely. But shit, they took the time. So not the best ingenuity and military strategy, but they got the outcome they wanted. And in fairness, 1943, in the Berghof, there would be plenty of late night chats from the man with the moustache. If you've read anything about German history, he literally would sit babbling in the Berghof till 3 and 4 in the morning sometimes, and boy, did you have to listen. If you got up and yawned, you're probably in trouble, and you certainly would with some of those victories. He'd be saying how fantastic he was taking over the Soviets. So yeah, the world now is a totalitarian regime, and people are speaking German, apart from the Japanese side. Hope you enjoyed it. That's the outcome.